This is how I spend my mornings, at least lately for the past month. It seems like maybe a little longer. But every day, right after the wife leaves to go to work, I start in on this stuff. I start out by melting this. And this is all stiff because it's cold. So I have to get everything warmed up. And then I can do some of this stuff. What I'm doing is taking these frames ones that I've taken foundations out of, and then I've boiled them in water and cleaned them and bleached them, and then I put new foundations in and then coat it with wax. The bees are much more they'll much more readily take to this stuff, and then use the wax that's already on here to pull out the honeycomb. At the same time, they're manufacturing their own wax. But when you wax your frames like that, or you wax your foundations, it makes it where the bees they could work with it better, let's say, and faster, which is important. You're trying to get to where the bees have more room for storage. That's what this is more room for storage. Now I have to do this. I mean, there's other ways to do it. Guys will have a crock pot and then just have a bunch of wax in it, and then literally just have this hang in it. I'm not set up for that. I could, but I don't know if I really want to ruin a crock pot. I've got like 3 of them, but I guess get one from a garage sale and just keep it full of wax for this. But the thing is, it'll take like an hour from when you plug it in. This only takes a few minutes. And the wax is melting. It just takes time. This is like watching paint dry here. Sorry, but hey, I guess we could pause it and wait. Let's take a pause. While we're waiting, it's almost melted. Grab the tools here. I use these foam rollers. They're for painting. Get them at, Menards or Lowe's or whatever. You need your wax deep enough to cover the metal on the roller so that it can heat up the metal so that the roller will roll. At this point, the roller is solid like ice, except it's wax. This is parchment paper. If I drip, any drips will just peel right up, and you can stick it back in and melt it again. Humming is my refrigerator running. It's going to take a minute for the roller to heat up and melt. I'll get it where it's rolling real well. This used to have a little ground it in, but I've worn it off. At first it doesn't work real well until after you do a couple frames. So that the roller can get warmed up. That's how I get some wax on there. So the bees have something to work with. These are coated with wax, but I'm not sure how they do it. I think they get the wax very hot and then run it through a sprayer and spray these at the factory. But it's got a very light coating of wax already. It takes a little while for the sponge roller to get where it's actually spongy. Then it starts working well. For the first frame or two, it doesn't want to work real well. This one's okay. Now when I'm done, I stick it in an empty box. 10 frames per box. So I'm going to do one box worth real quick here this morning to prove that yes, I do work some. I get little things accomplished. That's what you do when you get old. You still want to work and use your hands and stuff and keep in shape, kinda. I like this hobby because of the building part. I'm a retired carpenter and I still have my hammer, you know, and I've got some nail guns and stuff like that too. Air compressors, things that I don't use every day, don't really need, but if I have this hobby, then all of a sudden those things I do need. Like a table saw, for example. It lets me still be a carpenter a little bit, you know. You know, your life, you gather skills as you go. There's no reason to just quit having them. So when you get retired, you might find a hobby that uses the skills that you already have, maybe, to keep sharp and alert. Old people have troubles with these things, and I believe that if I just keep active and do beekeeping and duck hunting and hobbies, that'll keep me happier a little longer. God wants to see us joyful, not miserable. And this is part of being joyful to me. It brings me quite a bit of joy when I go through a beehive. It's wonderful. And the smell, and you feel like you're really close to God when you're doing bees. I'm poor at describing things, but I think maybe some other beekeepers might feel the same way. Please comment in the comments below if you are that. It's very important nowadays to maintain faith. We are under attack, and it'll get worse. Our beliefs and values are under attack spiritually. I think the sooner that we all realize that we're in the midst of a spiritual war, that we are born into at birth, then the world will be a better place. Because it really is. There's good and evil, and it's around us. And lately, we've kind of embraced some evil things in this country. And it's inviting more. So we need to find God. We need to find God quick, before it's too late. We need a religious revival movement in the United States immediately. Getting it to catch on and be popular, I don't know. It might take a generation. The way I believe things are generational. I've had this conversation before, but when we were children and teenagers especially, we were trying like heck to do stuff that would shock the generation above us, our parents and teachers. The weird music and a lot of other things were there just to piss off the older generation. Well, I believe that things are going to get so bad that eventually, to piss their parents off, kids will find religion. And we are very close to that. It just feels like it to me. And I'm no theology major or anything. I'm a carpenter. I went to school to be an engineer and didn't quite make it. And so I still gathered some skills from that education that I use. Not all of them, it's kind of a waste, but I did get certain skills from my education that actually apply to life. For instance, I took philosophy class. My life improved from that. Until I had taken philosophy class, I really was clueless about how to argue. I'd argue with my wife or another person, and it was basically all about winning. When you argue like that, it's not even an argument, it's just fighting. People like to fight online. They think they're arguing, but they're just fighting. An argument is a little bit different. You need a premise and a body, and it has to be valid. One of the examples I remember from college that just is kind of funny, but shows an example of a very good argument with a bad premise. A premise? What? The argument was, it started out with the premise that all NFL quarterbacks are gay. That's obviously false. And at the time, I went to college quite a while ago, but Joe Montana was the quarterback at that time, and since Joe Montana is an NFL quarterback, therefore Joe Montana is gay. That was the argument. It's actually a very good argument, but it has a false premise, therefore is false. That's a lot to take in there, but that's true. The form on that argument I just said was AAA, which is like the best, strongest argument you can make. There's ABA and AAB and BAA and just different ones. But I like that AAA argument. You just go straight for the best. I went sideways babbling there, but that's what happens in these videos. I'm sorry. I'm about done with this box. I kind of wanted to show how long it takes and how much wax. I use almost a pound of beeswax on each one of these, when I do 10 boxes. It might be 3/4 of a pound or something like that, but I'm putting it on pretty heavily. I'm probably wasting wax, but I have wax to waste. Because I collect all my own beeswax when I do the honey harvest. You end up with quite a bit. I don't know if you can see the wax on there and everything, but after a day, it's hard to detect that it's there. What helps is I'll accidentally get some on the wood, then you can see it. See, if I paint the wood, it's waxed. If you had like a big 55-gallon drum and you could just fill it up full of wax and just dunk these in it, that'd be a way to do this quickly. Okay, that's that for one. I've been doing box after box after box of these. See where I'm at here. Looks like that one's been done. Just got one more to go. Just one last box, and well, there's two. My bad, there's one sitting on the side. Just two more to go. And then I can put this stuff up till next year. There's a puppy shot. Some people tune in to see the dog. I'm very proud of him. That dog loves me. It's because I am his life, his world. I'm my God to that dog. And I'm very friendly. Try to be good and never whip him. I've used my voice. I'll growl at him. I'll smack him on the butt. But he has experienced no pain really. No severe butt whippings really. Nothing like that. He's very happy. And you can tell by the way he acts and the way he is and the way he constantly is looking at me. He watches me all the time. He just watches. He's trying to get a hint and a cue on we're going to go play outside. That's what he's doing right now. He's waiting by the door hoping that we go play. It's quite a blessing to have an animal that loves you like that. And I'm proud of it. My other dogs are all the same way. They'll sit there and watch me, and even in a crowd. And I've had people point it out. I was like, dang, that dog just sits there and watches you. It's because I'm a dog person. I love dogs. I'm a dog lover. It kind of hurts when somebody picks on you over that. And there are duck hunters that don't really want a dog lover around. There's a lot of ways you could shun somebody, and duck hunters got 1,000 ways, and they all stink. They all hurt, and I've been shunned enough to where I just don't even want to play. I go hunt alone with my dog. See what I'm saying? He's not gonna. No conditions. He just wants to go. Let's go. You start getting humans involved, and then their anxieties and expectations, and it just gets stupid. And I'm about sick of it. I've had it. I'll go alone with my dog. Y'all can stay back at the ramp and talk about it. You know what I mean? Have a great day, everybody. God bless you. Bye-bye.